All eyes today were trained on Asia's biggest Aero India show 2023 taking place in Bengaluru, and you had the Prime Minister Narendra Modi who inaugurated the function. In fact, as he addressed a gathering of defense ministers as well as dignitaries from various countries, the Prime Minister said that the 21st century of India will not let go of any opportunity and become one of the leading defense sector players. Let's listen in.
Ladies and gentlemen, stages rolling.
बेंगलुरु का आसमान आज इस बात की गवाही दे रहा है कि नई ऊंचाई नए भारत की सच्चाई है.
The sun now is diving sharply.
The deafening roar of the engines of the mighty Sukhoi taking you for a rock and roll. Here he goes, spinning right in front of the day. और ये वो टीम लीडिंग of the lead, हमारे मुखिया दीदी को.
आप भी जानते हैं कि डिफेंस एक ऐसा क्षेत्र है जिसकी टेक्नोलॉजी को, जिसकी मार्केट को और जिसके बिजनेस को सबसे कॉम्प्लिकेटेड माना जाता है. इसके बावजूद भारत ने बीते 8-9 साल के भीतर अपने यहां डिफेंस सेक्टर का कायाकल्प कर दिया है. इसलिए हम इसे अभी केवल एक शुरुआत मानते हैं. हमारा लक्ष्य है कि 2024-25 तक हम एक्सपोर्ट के इस आंकड़े को $1.5 बिलियन से बढ़ाकर $5 बिलियन तक ले जाएंगे.
Aero India has begun in Bengaluru's Yelahanka, and this is indeed a runway to the billion of opportunities, because you see a number of companies from around 98 nations are already showcasing their products, their weapons. And here what you see is the stall from Russia and the S-400 missile systems that are being on a display here. And we already know that S-400 missile systems have already been inducted by the Indian forces. They are already deployed, and there are many systems which are under consideration for making in India with the technological transfer from Russian companies. So this is the Almaz anti-corp of Russia, where you see a number of defense systems. There are naval air defense missile systems, S-350E, Vichya's SAM system. So these are the platforms that are on the display, which the Russian companies intend to manufacture in India under the Make in India scheme, with collaboration with Indian companies out here. We already know that the Rosoberon expert from Russia is manufacturing AK-203 rifles in Amethi, Uttar Pradesh, in India. And here what you see is the KA-226 light multi-purpose helicopter, which is also under consideration for being manufactured in India under the Make in India theme, Make in India scheme of the Indian government. And there are a number of other air defense gun and missile systems that are on a display. This is the Panzer S-1 air defense gun, the missile system that is on display out here, the Tor M2KM. All these weapons we see here on the display in Aero India are the weapons that are of importance in the present scenario, the geopolitical scenario. We see the Russian-Ukrainian war, we see what is happening in North Korea and the different parts of the world as they are turning into the war zones. India is also preparing, and it is collaborating with the companies from Russia, Israel and many other companies. As we say, there are 98 different nations that are in Aero India. They want to make with India, make in India. That will not only improve the capabilities of Indian market, but it will also improve the power of our defense forces and the economy. This is Shivani Sharma with Vijay R.K. Yadav from Aero India, Bengaluru.
We've got drone startup Garuda Aerospace, and the company has raised close to $22 million, which has started as the largest ever Series A funding in the drone sector. Not just that, the company is also showing at the all-important Aero Show India 2023, which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Joining in right now is Agnishwar Prakash. He's the founder and CEO at Garuda Aerospace. Thank you so much for taking time out. So very busy days for you right now with the Aero Show, the massive fundraise as well. Why don't we start off by just talking about what exactly you guys have displayed at the Aero Show?
Ma'am, thank you so much for having me on. It was really a very historic day because it was the largest ever Series A raise at $22 million. And we are very excited. And we also had the principal scientific advisor to the defense minister unveiling our Suraj drone, which is a solar-powered high-altitude surveillance and reconnaissance drone, which has a lot of intelligence added into it. We are also presenting our Vajra drone, which created a lot of buzz at the Defense Expo when we launched it. We have Lockheed Martin as our partner there. We've also presented our DGCA approved type certified Kisan drone, which the Prime Minister had launched last year in February. So it is very exciting times to be in the drone sector because we are seeing a sustainable asset light unit economic focused business models like Garuda Aerospace having a lot of traction.
So that is really interesting, and I'm sure that's been keeping you on your toes. Now let's talk about that mammoth fundraise because I know that's something you want to address. $22 million, the largest ever Series A fundraising in the drone sector. It's Sphiticap that's invested about $12 million, and there's been participation from some of the other global net investors and HNIs. Can you tell us more about the fundraise?
Absolutely. I mean, our Series A fundraise started a little late last year. Our goal was to raise about $30 million. So we're still looking for about $7 to $8 more million from investors. But yes, Sphiticap has taken the lead, investing $12 million. What really enthused them about Garuda Aerospace is our business model, the sustainability, and where we are focused on, which is the B2B as well as the B2C segment. We are addressing a $3 billion market size into precision agricultural drones, for which there has been a lot of progressive government policies by the Ministry for Agriculture as well as Farmers Welfare. They've also put in a lot of drone loans as well as subsidies for drones, which has enabled a lot of rural entrepreneurs and farmers across the country to have access to affordable drone technology, what Garuda Aerospace has been building. And also, we are skilling over 1 lakh youngsters. So we're very excited that this fundraise that we have recently raised will help us to reach out to the districts and ensure that every single village has drone technology and ensure that we will also increase food crop productivity for farmers across India.
Wow, that's pretty, that's a big headline as well. And, the company also as well got a lot of eyeballs when you had earlier said that you had tested the drone deliveries in partnership with Swiggy and, you wanted to focus on, executing such deliveries. So let's just talk about some of the big milestones as well that you have in store. You're talking about, putting drones out there in every village. So how many do you plan to sell? What is it that the countries or the geographical reach that you're looking at?
I think India has a potential of about 500,000 or 5 lakh drones that it can accommodate. We hope to cater to at least 25,000 drones to be sold by 2024 for an annual turnover of about 1,000 crores. That is our goal in the agriculture segment, but we've also seen a lot of traction coming in from the defense as well as the industrial space as well. Very recently, we revealed our Vajra drone. We've been receiving a lot of interest from the defense forces for swarm drone technology, anti-drones, counter-drones, and tethered drones. Apart from that, we've also had a lot of success in project monitoring in the industrial segment. We've completed 7,000 villages under the Swamitwa scheme, which is the pet scheme of the Prime Minister of providing digital land records to rural India. So we will be utilizing all these funds to pump it into a lot of more technology into AI and ML that can integrate with our drone technology that will increase efficiency and reduce expenses for our clients. That has been our primary focus. Of course, from a fundraise perspective, we're very happy with the way that despite the funding winter and despite a lot of obstacles and challenges from the global economic perspective, we've still managed to raise, and these are great signs for the entire Indian drone industry.
Right. Okay. That's really very ambitious for the company. And you're also looking to scale globally?
Absolutely, ma'am. I mean, it has always been a vision of ours to make in India for the world. And this particular fundraise will enable us to expand into 100 countries. By the end of 2024, we will be able to hopefully export 10,000 drones to 100 countries. A lot of it has been traction in terms of the agricultural drones, which is type certified by the DGCA. We also have training certificates from the DGCA enabled. But at the same time, we also have a lot of traction coming in for our videography drones named as Droni, which was recently launched by none other than MS Dhoni. We will definitely be looking to export these drones very shortly to all of these countries. Apart from the global expansion plans, we also intend to ramp up our technology partnerships with several of our partners from foreign countries. And I believe that is a great opportunity for us at Aero India show, as well as the Defense Expo that went by last year, where we've inked partnerships with Lockheed Martin, Elbit Systems from Israel, Cognizant Technologies. So a lot more partnerships are going to be announced, which will enable a lot of IP and tech modes for Garuda Aerospace to become the first ever drone unicorn startup by 2024.
Yeah, I know that the former India cricket captain MS Dhoni invested in the company, and yeah, a drone named after him, that's quite something. Now, I just want to understand what your current fleet is at. What's the team that you have when it comes to pilots? And, you know, what is the outlook on that front?
Well, we have the largest drone fleet in India with over 400 drones. We have a team of about 250 full-time employees with us. We also have about 450 contract pilots spread across 26 different cities. We feel that this bandwidth of pilots as well as drones is enabling us to execute a lot of pan-India operations. We've been expanding rapidly. We've been launching a Drone Yatra 2.0, where we're going to every single districts throughout the country, ensuring that there is massive awareness that is made for indigenous drone technology. We've also managed to skill a lot of young students, especially in rural India, women in particular as well. 47% of the youngsters who are enrolling into our drone training programs are young women. So we feel that drones are going to be gender agnostic. It will also be sector agnostic, because you're seeing precision agricultural technology, mining, the defense sectors, project monitoring, structural damage inspections. All across India, you are seeing drones being utilized for various different purposes. So I believe that the game of drones has just begun, and we have a great road ahead for the next 3 years. And I believe that drone technology is definitely going to be one of the stalwarts for India, and India is heading towards becoming a global drone hub by 2030. And Garuda Aerospace is proud to contribute to that journey.
Wow, you've given me a nice top band, the game of drones. I like it. Now, you know, you also have that drone as a service startup, I understand, and that's likely to hit a valuation of about 50,000 crores in the next 2 years?
Well, that is a goal, but, you know, ma'am, we don't chase valuations. While we have an internal goal of becoming the first ever drone unicorn startup, we believe that when we impact 1 billion lives positively using indigenous drone technology, I believe that the valuations will automatically take care of itself. Our focus is to be a unit economic focused, asset light, sector agnostic and recession proof business model. If anything has taught us over the last couple of years during the COVID as well as the economic slowdown, it is that sustainable startups which with a clear focus on profitability always stands the test of time. And that is what Garuda Aerospace is doing. We were profitable last year. We will be profitable this year as well. And we will continue to be profitable in the future to ensure that all the investors that are investing into us feel very validated, that we are not only returning their investments multifold, but at the same time, we're impacting billions across the world.
Okay, so clearly, you know, talking the language that investors on D Street also like to hear, that's profitability. And I also want to understand, I know you touched upon this, but given that we're in the midst of the Aero Show in Bengaluru, there was the Garuda Kisan as well drone that was recently conducted at the Defense Expo, and the Vajra Defense drone as well. So tell us a little bit more about these.
Well, the Garuda Kisan drone recently received the DGCA type certification in December In the process, we became the first ever drone company to receive the dual DGCA certification status, that is both for manufacturing as well as for training in the small category. This is a unique achievement for us and also a major contributing factor for our fundraise. But of course, the Garuda Kisan drone has capabilities of spraying fertilizers as well as pesticides and growth nutrients to ensure that crops will be able to have a lot more better growing process. And we also are saving about 70% of water and about close to 30 to 35% of pesticides that are being used. It is ultimately ending up about rupees 150 cheaper for every farmer per acre per spray. So not only are we doing this, we are covering massive area in one particular spray, and we feel that the Garuda Kisan drone has significantly disrupted Indian agriculture to a point where the government has come up, loan for as well as government subsidies. So we believe that apart from the Garuda Kisan drone, the Vajra drone, which is our Delta Wing drone, jet powered, it is a few months away from the first prototype being revealed. We're very excited about it. That we're using in it is from Lockheed Martin. We also have multiple other drones like the landmine detector drone that we've deployed for the army, the drone for large-scale mapping, which we have deployed for the Survey of India, where we covered 7,000 villages. We have other drones as well on display, and we are sensing a lot of positive traction coming in from the forces as well as several clients across India.
Agnishwar, did you like what you heard when it came to the Prime Minister's announcements in the budget? Was there enough focus on the startup sector, on new age technology, etc.?
Absolutely, ma'am. Even in 2022 budget, we had a lot of progressive policies that were put in place, especially for the Kisan drone segment. In this particular budget, you had a lot of impetus that was given for skilling in emerging technology like the drone space. I believe that the Prime Minister as well as the High Command have ensured that drones is having special attention and focus. The drone laws were liberalized. The entire lens of perception has changed in the drone space, and I believe that it is just the start. There are plenty more opportunities for Indian drone startups to flourish, because there has been a significant jump. About 300 and 350 startups have cropped up in just the last year and a half. So I believe that the government is doing its best. Now the investors have also realized that this is a great segment and they're pumping in a lot of money into this segment. And I believe that in a very short amount of time, we will be up with global standards of designing and deploying drones that can revolutionize several multi-billion-dollar segments and industries.
So, you already have a drone that's been named after celebrated investor MS Dhoni. That's Droney. So, any other investors that you'll be naming your drones after in the future?
Very excited to have Mahendra Singh Dhoni, fondly called as Mahi Bhai, on board as our investor as well as our brand ambassador. But more so, I feel that apart from Droney, which is going to significantly revolutionize videography as we know it, his tagline was "Koi bhi aerial shot ho, Droney hai na." So that is his motto. But at the same time, what we felt is that apart from Mahi Bhai, we also have several celebrities who are interested, especially after knowing that Garuda Aerospace will be going public in the next year and a half. But at the same time, we want to stabilize our market share and cement our market dominance in India as well as globally. We want to expand, but at the same time, we want to have investors on our cap table who have the same mindset as us in terms of impact. We've received a lot of requests from celebrities, actors, people from the defense, retired bureaucrats, and also several partners and industrialists who want to be part. When I was at Davos, I had the pleasure of meeting several unicorn startup founders who have expressed interest in wanting to be part of Garuda's growth story. So we believe that there is going to be a lot more people involved, and only time will tell. I can't speak much on these names for now, but you will definitely hear them when they come, and the sky is the limit for Garuda Aerospace.
And any more details on the listing then? You're saying a year and a half?
Yes, before we go to listing, I really wanted to achieve this milestone of achieving above $100 million in revenues and a good EBITDA margins of anywhere between 80 to 20%. That has been my goal. And after, when we go public, we will have a very rock solid foundation. I do not want to be a company where we go public with only a few crores or under 100 crores in revenues. That is something which we feel that will not assure great enthusiasm amongst retail investors. We want to cement market dominance now and ensure that we quickly start generating massive revenues, and then when we go public, you will see Garuda to scale up into a decacorn soon.
All right, we wish you all the best. Thanks much for taking time out and giving us a better picture on the game of drones, your business, and how things are shaping up for the future. Well, new age tech stocks have certainly